Due to the ignorance of our host, parental discretion is advised.
Welcome back to How Did He Get So Good?
Oh, that's a good name.
Yeah, How Did He Get So Good? My guest today, just wait. After this, you're going to be relevant again. It'll be a good comeback.
I don't know if I want to be relevant again.
Yeah, you do. That's why you're
do
here.
I
You
kind
do.
of like being in the shadows. It's comfortable.
It's for all the creeps. You're the second podcast that tells me that in a matter of
for real?
last 2 days. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go away. I'm like,
He must be awake.
well, how did you,
What?
why would you think it's a he?
I just assume because you have mainly male podcasters, don't you, on here?
It is a he.
See, well, I know things. I'm very intuitive, you know.
Oh my God, dude. You already
Well, it's
started with
true.
this.
Well,
Hey,
you have intuitive gift too. You just don't practice it. Everybody does.
all right, tell me all about it. First of all, you haven't been here since episode 200.
Oh, this is 200?
This,
I'm always on like the 100, the
Hey,
200.
hey.
That feels special.
I
What?
just said you haven't been here since episode 200.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Today is 261.
261. Wow.
It's been
so it's
61 weeks since you. What am I drinking, by the way?
Oh, that's kava. Cheers.
Cheers.
This will get you.
Fucked up.
No, this is a natural buzz. This is the kind of buzz where
You're not putting that frog stuff in here, are you?
No, there's no combo in here. I'm not gonna poison you just yet.
Smells good.
Yeah, it's really good. It's pineapple flavor, but it has kava, ashwagandha, and a few other things that it just kind of relaxes you. It gets you one of that natural. It's a natural buzz. You know what I mean?
Is it?
Like high on life kind of thing. So you still have control of your mind. You're not altering it and losing control with alcohol, but this is better.
Okay. How did you come up with that?
Well, you know, I've really embraced my hippiness. So
Yeah, you do.
I really have.
Yeah.
Like, I'm from Oregon originally, so it's kind of full circle for me, to be honest. I never thought I was going to go down the hippie road, but, you know.
How long have you been here?
What, in Utah?
Yeah.
I moved here 2010. So some time.
Okay, so when I say, "Hey, are you coming to the podcast?" and you're like, "I don't know, are the roads bad?"
What?
You should be used to by now.
I live in the land of Lehigh.
You didn't snow there, did it?
Yeah, it dumped there.
Nuh-uh.
It didn't stop snowing until 3 p.m. today. That's why I was
okay. So because I woke up this morning, and it was like the roads were covered, my driveway, everything. But when I got to the office in Draper, there was almost nothing there.
Well, I mean, so you're talking to someone that hardly leaves their house. I'm like a major homebody. And so like for me, I just want you to know, for me to leave my house and come all the way up here, like it's a lot for me.
Yeah. How many times did I do it to go to your
I
house
know.
and do a fucking failure
Can I tell you, I really appreciated that you came to me because for one, I hate driving. For two, this is pretty far for me. And it snowed today.
Yeah, but then again, we went, which I have a problem with you already. Because
what's new?
Because because we went to, so we did a vlog of getting your goats.
Yeah, I ended up getting rid of them.
Yeah. So
is that,
what the fuck? And
is that your beef with me? What?
You have, now that I'm just putting this together. You had me go from my house to your house. And then you literally drove by my house, going all the way north.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I could see that.
Do you remember when we got it from?
I don't remember. Where was it?
It was clear to hell somewhere up
It was
north.
like an hour and a half away, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I can't believe I freaking I thought I was going to do the goat yoga. And so it was like a brilliant idea. And then the motherfuckers started getting fat.
And then I just saw you put it on your story, something about a horse. I'm like, I got to get a horse. I'm like, Becca, I will slap you across the face.
I'm gonna have to get more property, but I will have a horse one day. That's coming. I already feel it.
Why? So you can get rid of it?
No, I don't want to get rid of the horse. The goats really. I just needed more land for the goats. I felt actually really bad because they're like in with the chickens, and they, goats they love to like jump on shit and play. Like literally people get playgrounds for goats. It's a thing. And so I just couldn't do all that, and I just felt bad. And their hoofs, you have to trim their hoofs every month.
Yeah, dude.
And
but the guy told you this, didn't he?
No, he didn't tell me about the
he didn't.
hoofs. No, that's something I had to research on my own because they start growing, pretty long. And I'm like, I had to like YouTube how to trim goats' hoofs. It's kind of, so you like, farmers have a contraption where they put their head in there and then they're behind the goats and it holds them really well. Because the goats kick while you're trying to trim them. Mm-hmm. And I didn't have any contraption. So, I mean, we're saying like hour and a half, 2 hours, and I have to have 2 people to help me. So it was a pain in the ass.
But isn't there people to do that for a living? Like, you know how they do horseshoeing?
So I called around. I'm glad you asked that because I called. No one would fucking come out to my house.
By the way, my mouth is numb.
Oh, yeah, that's the ashwagandha. Isn't that sick? Yeah. It's crazy, right? That numbing agent. Yeah, cheers to numb.
Anyway, cheers to numb. So what's been happening with you in 61 weeks?
Well,
what's
okay,
new?
let me ask you this because my memory is always I'm so much.
Yeah. By the way, she didn't even know what the name of the podcast was anymore.
I do. So now that I recall, I do remember that you changed the name, and I do remember thinking that was a good name. But I live so much in the present moment. I tend to forget a lot of things.
Is that your excuse?
No, it really is my excuse. I don't give a fuck about the past anymore, and I don't really think too much in the future. I just kind of like I'm present, It's
Hell yeah.
It's a whole different vibe. One day you'll get there, but it's just a really it's just a different vibe. It's just really fucking cool. Anyways, let me ask you this. Last time that we spoke, where was I in my life? Because I don't want to repeat myself. Was I like I don't even remember. I mean, 61 episodes.
Weeks ago.
Oh, 61 weeks because you do it religiously.
Well, yeah, 61 episodes or 61 episodes, yeah.
I mean, how long is that? How many weeks are in?
Well, there's 53 on the
in
year,
a year,
right?
Okay, so it's been over a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it 53 or 52? No, I don't know.
Hey, you know what?
Hey, I live in the present too, so fuck it.
You're trying. I can appreciate your effort. I can appreciate it. So I don't remember. Do you remember like kind of what we spoke about?
Well, you came over here wearing
I had the wolf.
Yeah, it's oh my god, Becca. The kind of shit that you pull off in this fucking podcast.
Yeah, what happened?
You came in wearing a wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was embracing.
And then you were complaining that it was too hot. I was like, well, you're wearing.
Well, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
a minky.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't a real wolf. I would never kill a wolf.
You would never be here if it was real.
Yeah, it was fox fur. But that was when I was embracing my, spiritual animal. That was the first spiritual animal.
You're still embracing it, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, but, I mean, you get excited when that first appears to you. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, my God. It's like meeting, like, one of your best friends, and, like, you guys just kind of, think about each other all the time.
You told us a story about everything that started with this whole...
spiritual awakening?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've already kind of discussed that. Okay, that's what I was asking, because... Okay, so... what I'm home a lot.
That sounds sad.
It's not, but I am starting to
get... Is it your choice?
It's my choice. Well, I work out of my home.
Yeah.
So I'm to the point where it's like a hermit crab where they outgrow their shell eventually, and then they have to move into a bigger shell. And I'm feeling that a little bit with my business. I've had this for like 2.5 years now, the Rose Moon, which is my holistic business. So I feel like I'm ready to get a studio and start doing ceremonies in the studio. So I do combo, and we can talk about combo here in a little bit because it's fucking amazing. I think we talked a little bit about combo.
Talk about whatever you want.
Yeah, okay. So, do combo and Reiki energy work in there, and then also like kind of have a storefront, which I'm starting to embrace, like my creative side. I love doing like resin art. Are you familiar with resin art? Let's see if you have any in here.
Please.
Well, you'd be surprised.
Who's gonna...
I don't think you have resin art in here. So, it's like it. Okay, have you ever seen those tables with like 2 wood pieces, and then there's like this beautiful like blue river between the two holding the wood?
Yeah.
So that middle piece, that's resin.
Okay.
So it makes it look like an ocean in the middle. So it looks really pretty. And so I started getting into that a year and a half ago, and then I stopped doing it just because I got caught up in a bunch of other stuff. But I want to bring back like my creativeness. So I want to start creating things. So I want to have a storefront. So that's kind of been on my mind. Like I'm still in that very entrepreneur mindset and learning to create. And what is it that I'm done fucking with things that don't light me up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm over it.
Yeah.
I refuse. And so I'm like, what satisfies my soul? And so right now it's like I still love doing energy work. I love helping people. I'm all about health. I'm very intrigued by health. I love getting my health back on schedule, and I like helping people with their health. And so I help them a lot, like get them on certain vitamins and things like that. Not only doing the combo detox, but also like sustaining that healthy lifestyle. Because you can get a detox and then go right back to being unhealthy, and the shit comes right up again. It's like, how do we change the lifestyle? What do you need to do? What do you know? So I love that. It's still a big passion of mine.
Are you the one who's doing this? How can I explain it? Are you the one who's doing these handcraft things?
Are you talking about croupes? Like
yeah,
hape?
Yeah, it looks like.
It's like a little.
Obviously, I'm ignorant about it, so it looks like a rope that you're doing things with, like some kind of yarn or something like that.
With feathers?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's called a croupe.
But are you doing that?
Yes.
You're putting it all together?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's another part of the rose moon that goes along with the holistic medicine. That is a applicator. That's how you administer what we call hape, also known as rape, depending on what part of Brazil you are. Mm-hmm. Technically, it's pronounced hape, but it's spelled rape in Brazil because the H and the R's are switched. So they say the R's with H, so it's like hape.
Oh, okay.
So, but in America, it says rape. So we like to say hape. Okay. So we don't confuse the two, because it would be a shame. You'd be surprised.
Did you hear about? Did you hear about Becca's new business? It's all about rape.
Yeah, it's all about rape. Fuck. Yeah. So we don't want to confuse the two. So yeah. So hape is a shamanic snuff. It's all medicinal. It's all from the Amazon. So it's like tree barks. It's a very fine ash powder, and it's tobacco. Usually most hape have tobacco in it, but tobacco of the purest form, so it doesn't have any carcinogenics in it. So it's very different. Okay. It really helps people get off if they're addicted to things. It's phenomenal for anxiety, depression. It's great it's a grounding agent. So people that are like feeling out of their body, they're anxious, or they need, they have a hard time meditating, like turning their mind off. You do a little hape, and like within like seconds, you're fucking grounded, and you're like, oh, I don't give a fuck. Why do I worry about the shit that I worry about?
My mother tells me to meditate. I'm like, I'm one of those. My brain can't. It shuts off when I'm sleeping. I swear, like I wake up and I'm like,
probably still doesn't shut off.
How am I gonna do this? How am I gonna do that? It's always, especially having this. It's always like, oh, how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna do that?
Do you ever slow down? Like, what do you do for like
I do
relaxing?
So I do slow down, but my brain is always like, I'm always asking questions about how to do this, how to do that. Like if I get together with my friends, like podcasters, I'm always like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think? Or like, what about this piece of equipment? Have you heard it? Have you heard it?
Well, you get the inspiration when you slow down.
Yeah, but like me slowing down, like I'm not the kind of guy that's like, oh, I'm gonna go home and sit down and drink a beer. Like I rarely drink as it is.
Yeah, I don't drink anymore.
You don't drink anymore?
Well,
the fuck you're getting me. You go and Bill Cosby on me.
I told you this is like an organic buzz. It's sick. No, I just switching gears real quick. Alcohol, especially hard liquor, it's just horrible on my body, like physical body. Mm-hmm. I can have a couple glasses, like just like regular, mixed with water and some lime and a little bit of alcohol, and I'm already like getting a headache. It's just, It's crazy. It's just, I'm seriously, I think I'm allergic to alcohol, and I'm finally like to the point in my life, I'm like, it's just not worth it.
You're not doing any wine either?
I do wine occasionally.
Because I was gonna get wine, but,
Yeah, well, that's
but when I got home, I realized I had to shovel 4 inches of snow.
Yeah.
So I was like, by the time I'm done here, I gotta shower and head out.
Well, wine is like, it puts me to sleep almost now. So to the point.
That's fine.
So, well, I mean,
I guess not if you're a podcast.
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I'm wanting to hang out and like shoot the shit with people,
Yeah.
then I feel tired. I can't get like going to sleep off my mind, and so then I stop actually listening to you. Like, I actually check out, and that's a problem. Like before, when I'd have friends over, you know, some close friends, and we would have like a couple glasses of wine at my house. Like, I would leave the conversation, and people are like, "Where's Becca?" Like, I'm upstairs asleep. Like,
Would you? So are you the kind of person who does that? You go to your room and it's like, fuck it, they're in my house, but
oh, 100%.
Really?
That's why I love my home
drives
so
me crazy.
Oh, yeah. That's why I love being home so much, because then I can just, if I'm out or I'm at somebody else's house,
Well, yeah,
like this
obviously.
is, and I don't know, like, where this stems from, but I'm like, I want to be comfortable. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I seriously, I mean, I had the nickname Cinderella for the longest time in my friends group, because as soon as like we'd be out, as soon as 11 o'clock would hit, I'm like, I'm ready to go home. I'm just not I've never been really a partier. I mean, it's not that I've never done it, but I've never really, it's never been my thing. Like, I even lived in Vegas for 6 years.
Yeah.
I think I went to like 4 clubs. And I didn't even drink. I didn't drink when I lived in Vegas because I was really Mormon, you know? And so.
Well, yeah, but that has something to do with it, not because you didn't like the party.
Oh,
You were trained not to.
Well,
were
okay, wait a
brainwashed.
minute, because I got into cocktail serving. So I was around it all the time. So I saw it from like as a sober perspective, and it was annoying to me. It was annoying to see drunk people. And then when, especially, they have this mentality, as soon as they like step over the border into Nevada.
Easy. Just kidding.
What? I'm like, wait a minute. Or do we have? No, I swear, like people or foreigners, people out of town, whatever, like as soon as they go into Vegas, they think like they can do whatever the fuck they want. I mean, I would have multiple times. I mean, this is like a whole podcast in itself of my Vegas days, but I would have men and women, you know, asking me how much to take me home. Like, I mean, bizarre shit where I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And it's like, it's always like, it's just crazy to me. It's just crazy the shit that they think they can get away with. And maybe they can. You know, these are people that have lots of money that are used to,
Yeah, for sure.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That they can buy anybody. Fuckers.
Not Becca Hayes.
No, not me. Especially sober me. Like, I mean, even when I was drinking, I'm just saying, you know, but like, especially when I was sober, like, I would just look at those people and I'd be like, are you fucking
Did you ever
kidding
spill
me?
your shit on someone?
Yeah, actually.
That just happened to me a few weeks ago. Not like
A server
they
spill
did,
on you? So when my last, this was in 2010, because I remember it because I helped open up Hotel Aria, you know?
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that was, I worked at the pool the first year it was opened. So I was a cocktail pool server. And so I mean, we had these trays were bigger than me. You know,
Well,
I'm
Aria's
5.
not that old.
Huh?
Aria's not that old.
It opened in 2010 or maybe like the end of 2009.
Okay.
So I left. I moved to Utah the summer because I didn't fully finish out my job. So I left like the summer of 2010. But before I left, when I was training, like when I got the job, and so we wear these swimsuits. I'm 5'1", and I got this tray that's like, if I put it on the ground, it's like almost as tall as me, okay? And they want me to carry this thing full of drinks. Now, it's not your normal drinks. Like, I mean, we got these big ass slushies.
Oh, yeah, it's Vegas
like
drinks.
it's heavy.
Yeah.
And we were wearing white and blue and with white sneakers. And I remember, so they have like these little curbs that, I don't know how to describe it. Like, you know, like curbing around the pool and like around some of the seating area. And I can't see where I'm walking, and I'm holding this tray full of like slushy drinks, red, blue. And there was a couple of people late, and I tripped over the curb. It's the only time I've ever spilled drinks. And I covered myself in red, and I covered like 3 people in blue and red. Yeah, oh my gosh, that was like the first week, I think, on the job. So yeah, I'll never forget
Did you
that.
get fired or no?
No. Are you kidding me? I was the best.
Shut the fuck.
No,
Obviously,
I
you
wasn't.
weren't if you're tripping all over the place.
Well, okay. Yeah, but no, everybody loved me. Because I was so nice to everybody, you know. I wasn't one of those, gosh, you get around servers, man, they can be bitches.
Yeah.
you know, they're catty. I mean, it's women in general. And then, then you add like, and especially you work on the tip system. And, But I got paid really good in Vegas. It was really hard to leave, but because Aria was a union. I don't know if it still is or not, but like it was a union. So they pay you hourly.
Yeah, there's no, I don't think there's a bar out there that I know of that has waiters. So waitresses, right?
Usually. Well, I mean, it's sex attracts, right?
That's what I'm saying.
So usually
but now that I'm putting it all together,
in
like
Vegas is what
obviously
you're talking about, right?
there's bartenders like guys.
Usually guys are the bartenders.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's women bartenders as well.
Yeah.
But,
No, I know a bunch, but it's usually the guys are behind the bar, and then it's the
sexist.
the sex appeal is out
Yeah,
walking
right?
around spilling drinks on me.
Yeah, usually that's the thing. But yeah, usually the guys or they're like bussers, right? They're like cleaning and
Oh yeah.
cleaning the tables and stuff off. But yeah, so that was the only time I ever spilled anything. Where were we at? We were going back. I was trying to remember. What I've been up to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We're going back.
You got
Yeah.
rid of the goats.
I got rid of the goats.
Yes.
Yeah, it's.
Did you name them?
Yeah, the kids did. It was Sun and Shadow. Because one was all white.
I can put those two together. Thank
And
you.
one had dark spots. So Shadow. Obviously, Sun and Shadow. They were so sweet, though. I did love those goats. I just, I just fed them. They were just living. They didn't have much purpose, and it was like tearing me apart knowing that they could be in this big ass field and having fun.
Are they better then?
Yeah. So a farmer came and picked him up, and he has little girls, and he's thinking that the little girls were going to ride him, which there's no way in hell. But I pretended to because I wanted to get the goats gone. I was like, yeah, I could totally see that. Like, they're really nice. There's no fucking way. No fucking way those goats are going to
Now,
let
did
those girls ride.
you resold them or you just gave them away?
I think I sold them for like $100 for 2.
Oh.
So at least I got some money.
She got some of the food money back.
Well, so just alone, I mean, to feed them, I mean, it was like $30 a month. So I was like losing money, it was stupid. Anyways. So yeah, so they're gone. I still got chickens. I have a Chihuahua now. It's Buddy's dog.
Wait, did you get another
Another dog?
Another golden?
Yeah. We don't really want to talk about that.
Oh my God,
Long story
Becka.
I know. I have an addiction. Long story short, so I bought Buddy that dog last year for his birthday, and then we got in a really big ass fight and broke up for a little bit, and I went to the extremes and got rid of the dog because I couldn't handle it. Was a puppy, and I just couldn't do it on my own, and the motherfucker killed one of my chickens, so it got the boot. And I really don't feel bad about it.
To the same farmer?
No. It was actually went to a really good family. I believe sometimes we're carriers for other people's stuff. Meaning I don't think the dog was really supposed to be mine ever. I think it was supposed to be this family that it actually went to. So I was just kind of, I know.
You just keep saying that to
it's all
yourself so you can
perfect.
make it feel better.
Maybe that too.
But the dog wasn't yours, right?
No, it really wasn't. Yeah,
so why didn't you?
Hey, thanks for making that point.
No,
Angel.
but okay.
Yeah, trust me, I hear it from Buddy all the time. Gave my dog away.
But why didn't you give it back to his owner?
What? No, I didn't give it back to the owner. So I bought the dog.
Yeah, for someone else.
Yes,
yeah.
for a birthday present.
Yeah. But back then you went with that person. Why didn't you just let that person take the dog?
Oh, because he was in Florida.
That's not your problem. That's his dog.
Well, then he wanted me to save it for him. And then it's just weeks went by. And I kind of at the time was burn every bridge possible. So I was in this burning phase, where I'm just fuck it, burn it down. And so I didn't wait. I was like, nope, if you can't come get it now, it's gone. I could be pretty vicious. My moon's in Scorpio, all right? You don't know what that means.
I'm your most loyal friend, by the way.
You are a loyal friend.
Yeah.
Can I tell you that? I appreciate that. I really do.
And I keep telling you every month, I'm like, you ready to sell?
No, I'm not selling my equipment because Becka Hayes show is coming back.
Is it?
4.0.
4.0.
I don't know what that means. Sounds better than the 2.0. 4.0.
Well,
So I
but
was
you had the
upgraded.
other one.
Yeah, I still got it.
No, the first one.
What first one?
The first one that was taken away from you.
Oh, the good
So
girl?
so this one is
those
so this one is
motherfuckers?
2.
Yeah.
So now this will
Now
be
it's
3.
4.0.
No, it's 3.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Why can't we skip the 3?
You have a business. You don't know how to count?
Well, 4 is an even number. 3 is an odd number, so I'm not a big fan.
Well, then start at 3 and get rid of it again and wait
I don't
another
know.
6
I don't-
months.
I don't even think I need to. I think I can just skip over the 3. I think I'll do it because I'll do what I want.
Are you gonna do anything different?
Well, I'm like really into energy
Yeah.
in the spiritual community. So, but I'm like, I'm,
Yeah. I didn't think you were talking about solar.
yeah, not solar. But I'm all about like questioning conspiracy theories and things like that,
damn.
and like going down that. I really enjoy like getting people to shift their perspective. So I'm all about that instead of like, hey, let's just go with the same shit that they've been feeding us. And I say they as like the government and whatnot. And so I'm always like trying to get people to think, and even me too. So having a discussion of hearing somebody else's perspective on certain things is really intriguing to me. It's funny because it's like we go through even you, Angel, it's like you go through so many phases in your life where you look back and you're like, holy shit, like,
I know.
look at Angel, like just 2 years ago. Look at Becka 2 years ago. It's so crazy to see the growth and the change. Pretty cool actually to reflect on it. Like sometimes I'm like, how the fuck did I even survive?
Yeah.
But here we are, which is cool.
But I feel like in a way we kind of bring everybody along, right? Like especially like obviously you stop, like you said, you stop podcasting for a second. Like I feel like I brought everybody along with whatever happened in my life. Obviously as we go back, this podcast has been the witness of me getting divorced, being depressed, being like in a place where I was like, basically it was killing me, and I felt lonely, and then all of a sudden, like slowly I was like, oh, okay, I'm hanging out with friends, I'm doing this, I'm going out here, and I kind of like, I feel like everybody has witnessed that with me as I lived through it.
Yeah.
You, on the other hand,
Well,
no one knows why it stopped.
Yeah, I know.
No one knows
But that was
if it's coming back or when it's coming back.
Right.
And then you come back, you're like, this is what's new. And then
just appeared.
you have 30 episodes to tell us everything's
Yeah, see,
everything
that's
has
how it's
happened.
great. But again, that's like I needed that time though for that growth to understand. Like I went through just a lot of heavy. Not saying that you didn't, but like mine was. I felt like because I already went down through the divorce. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then it's like then I went through when I got let go with iHeart. That shot me down. I felt like literally like a tube and somebody turning it and emptying it out and like shaking it. And that's me falling. Like it was really like free falling and I had no control of the speed. And so I was like, I'm just here for the ride. And so then, going down there and experimenting with different plant medicines and combo and really expanding my consciousness. It's like you have to have time. And I think this is part of the reason why I just didn't feel like I wanted to talk on the podcast because I needed time to integrate, to understand all the stuff that was happening to me and to understand like where I'm going. I mean, I could have kept talking through it, but then I don't even know what the fuck I would have been saying because I didn't have that time to integrate like what I was.
You could have brought someone.
Yeah, I could have.
Like I guess.
But I didn't. But
Would you?
what?
Is getting married in your vision board?
Yeah.
Because you definitely have one, right?
Oh yeah. You fucking kidding? Do you have a vision board, by the way?
No,
You should.
It's all in here. It's again
I'm curious what
because it's always like
you should do a vision board because it will speed your shit up faster. It's just like you get to choose what the speed is in your life. Like that was news to me too. Like a year ago, I'm like, really? We can choose if we want to slow it down or speed it up. Our manifestation, anyways, is what I'm referring to. So by visualizing it, like let's just say you create a vision board. So you put on your board like, hey, you want this fancy car, big house, family, or a wife or husband. I don't know where you go these days, but
me.
no, just
Yeah, hey, I don't either.
Hey, no judgment, no judgment. But that's when you visualize it every day, instead of just keeping it in your head, especially if you're a person that overthinks and it's constantly going, right? It kind of gets caught up in a lot of like chaos.
No.
So if you have it and you see it on the wall every day, or you see this podcast, like here's a great example. This is what I would put on your vision board, and seeing this podcast blow up even more, if that's something you want.
What's on yours?
Wait,
First of all,
what?
Sorry, we're all over the place. You didn't answer it. Would you? Are you getting married again? Would you like to?
I would like to, yeah. I'm finally
More kids?
You know, I'm open to it. I honestly, like, in the person that I've been discussing it with is my current partner right now, Buddy. He's down for more kids. I am too. So here's the interesting thing. It's like I have these moments where I really do want maybe one or two more.
Does he have kids?
He has one son that's just turned 16.
16?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. He lives in Michigan. He's originally from Michigan, Buddy is. And, you know, I went back and forth with, this was a couple years ago, because I kind of had that bad taste in my mouth with marriage, because I'm like, really, do people even need to get married? But after I sat with it and kind of went through and healed from a lot of my trauma with I had so much fucking trauma revolved around relationships with men. And after I healed from that, then I understood, for me anyways, right? It's not for everybody, and everybody's got their own journey. But for me, it's like, I would like to get married, because married, at least when you understand it, it takes your commitment to a whole nother level. It's easier to say I'm done and walk away if you're not married, right?
Yeah.
If you're married, now you should turn around, and it makes you want to fix it. Hey, we're married. We committed to each other. Let's see where we can go. Because I think, honestly, people they give up pretty easily these days.
But when did you get divorced? Like years ago.
What year is it?
Just 24.
I can't even fucking... Okay, I remember my divorce. So we separated like 2 years. My divorce lasted for 2 years. It was hell.
Okay.
And
mine lasted for 2 weeks.
For real?
It was
shit.
we
had kids.
We didn't have kids. We split everything in half, and then off we went. But what I mean is, like, now that you're mentioning, you know, I would like to get married and everything. I'm trying to figure out if it's because you have been, quote unquote, single, and I mean single as in not married, for so long. Yeah. I only have two years.
Yeah, it's probably not going to be on your mind right now.
2 and a quarter,
for
I think.
Sure, yeah. Yeah.
So that's like the last thing that I think about.
Well, I come to a point in my life where I'm okay being single for the rest of my life. And this is where I love to help. I help a lot of people.
Sorry, fellas.
And this is where I love, especially women, I love to help them get to this place, or at least start on the path to this place where you can be comfortable being alone. That was really hard for me. Yeah. I was very codependent on somebody. I hated being alone. It was very uncomfortable for me. But throughout my relationships, I get to a point where, you know, I actually enjoyed being alone. I enjoyed getting to know who I was. Like, you kind of get lost. You can get lost in relationships and lose yourself when you are so codependent on the person or really attached. So I learned to be okay with being alone. And again, I would be fine right now if I was alone for the rest of my life. Do I desire that? No, that's the difference. I want a partner. I want someone, like, not just for a romantic aspect of it, but I want best friend. Yeah. Like, I always, like, on my vision board, it's like, I want to marry my best friend. And the thing I appreciate about Buddy, it's like we can hang out with each other like nonstop, and we never get sick of each other because he's like my best friend. Now there's I hear that train. I missed that. You know what? Like, that adds a little nice something.
And then he shakes the table.
Did it shake the table? Yeah. Oh shit!
Maybe it was you.
I just thought you were cold.
The one that's got me.
Just kidding. But the cool thing about, like, Buddy and I's relationship is, you know, we have that romantic aspect where we're both attracted to one another physically, mentally, spiritually. But we also have that, like, that fun, like, he's my best friend. So when he's pissing me off as a romantic partner, we go into best friends.
Yeah.
So we constant are like, it's really hard to explain, but we have such a multi-dimensional aspect to our relationship, and I've never had that with anybody. And so that's for the first time I'm really considering, like, yeah, I can see you. Like, I would be willing to say, yeah, here's my partner for the rest of this life. Because pretty fucking cool, you know?
Yeah.
And so like and we're very similar. So
there was one time I was talking to you, and I said, when I see you, I will tell you about what I think. And now we're gonna do it on the podcast here live. Just kidding.
Oh
no, but you don't have you don't have to answer.
Oh, I'm okay.
You don't have to answer if you don't want to. But my one thing that I saw is like, 'cause I knew the relationship you were in before,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then this one came along,
Mm-hmm.
and then Becca went single again. And here's the thing,
Mm-hmm.
when Becca's in love or is single,
Mm-hmm.
everybody knows it.
I guess, yeah.
And so my question was, when you were done with this relationship, you know, before,
Mm-hmm.
and you kind of hit rock bottom or whatever it is that you went through, do you think it's the fact that you have made it so public that it's kind of like, oh, the word's not embarrassing myself, but it's like now I'm like failing in front of, because you have thousands of followers, right?
Totally get what you're saying, yeah.
Because one thing that I have learned is only my close friends know about my love life or romantic life. Like, once I got divorced, I left all that out of here. So no one knows what I'm doing, who I'm with. Like I said, only my close friends. But other than that,
Yep.
like, you wouldn't know if I'm with somebody or not, because I never made it public.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But I'm also in that train of, I was married for so long. Like, I don't want to just jump into the first thing I see.
Yep.
And so I'm giving myself some time, and I'm giving myself some space too. But I've been going through things too. But I just, obviously I don't have the following that you do. But I always wanted to ask you this: do you think it takes it to another level? It maybe depresses you even more because of the fact that you've made it so public, and you made it like, hey, this is the one, kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
And
of
then you're
course,
like,
yeah.
oh shit, now I got to return the dog.
I get what you're saying. You know, it's interesting. And I'm going to say the old me. I'm going to say probably, you know, a few years ago, I would have been like, fuck, like, well, I can say, you know, I was this way because, yeah, I would make my relationships public, right?
Mm-hmm.
I talked a lot about my relationships. I think that's probably why a lot of people like to follow me, is because, you know, it's kind of like a reality show or a shit show. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
I talked so much because, I mean, part of that I kind of learned from being on the radio because, fuck, we talked about my life almost every segment. It was always like, and that was part of, you know, some of my my stress too, because I always felt like shit. Like, I felt a lot of pressure to talk about my private life. And so I got into that habit, because when we constantly do things, you know, we create habits, and then it kind of just becomes who we are, or part of our personality. And that's how, you know, we can undo them or create or keep them going. So I kind of had a lot of that from radio years. And when I stepped out and created my own podcast, I kind of followed that because that's what I knew. I kind of followed that, you know, still keeping really close tabs in my personal life. But then as I grew up, I could say grow up, as I really expanded my consciousness and understood things, and especially with this last one, I learned a big lesson. And the lesson is, dude, keep your private life to you. Like, because it was hard.
Yeah.
But there's also a part of me, you know, I have that, I don't give a fuck what people think of me. But I mean, that's not entirely true. I do care, you know, but also I don't let it cripple me, because it is real life. So I'm torn in the middle, because I want to be as genuine and authentic and really be there for people and being like, this is, you know, I do get depressed sometimes.
Yeah.
I do have anxiety sometimes, or whatever it is. I want to be there with you, and I want you to relate to me and to understand it's not all roses. That's not life.
Yeah.
But also it's like, then there's a part of you of oversharing. Like what is too much where I still need to hold on to that just for me and not overshare. And so at least what I've learned, you know, I learned a hard lesson with this last huge breakup with Buddy and I. You know, what I call is burn the bridges. You know, we both did some very destructive things towards the end of this last time that we were together. We were together again, but this last big breakup, we like really did some really horrible things. And,
To each other, you mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I put a group text thread together, and I just laid out his whole dirty laundry. Because you know why? Because toxic me and how I'm used to in my relationships.
Who are in this public group or group?
It's just like close friends that knew
Okay.
him.
Oh, okay.
Because I wanted to destroy his reputation.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted them to see that he was like this evil person.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they saw that, then I wouldn't get back together with him, because they would give me that momentum to keep going and to burn that bridge completely down. Like he lit a fire to the bridge and I burned it down.
Mm-hmm.
Is basically what happened. And then when I went through what I like to say, some more spiritual awakening moments and understanding how I react and trauma around having a relationship with the male. And then I saw things that I didn't see before, and what I did too. You know, it was cool. He was there for me and holding space for me and like not abandoning me and giving up on me, even though I literally took his body and ran it over 5 times in front of people. And so there was just a lot of depth there. And one day, you know, I want to be able to really talk about like because I think it will help people to see that. Obviously it's still like kind of fresh. So I think it's like, it needs, you know, there's a point where it's like, I don't know the time frame. It's just like there comes a time when there's some time elapsed, and then it's like, okay, we can talk about it now. And so I know that that's going to really help people, you know, get through some heavy times in relationships.
But again, aren't you doing it all over again?
Like, what do you mean?
If you talk about it, aren't you letting it all out again?
Well, I'm not really talking. I'm just giving you a preface. Like, I'm not telling you the depths of it, though.
No, I know, but you said you will talk about it on your podcast. Isn't that what you said?
With him, though, there's a difference.
And I was going to ask you if it's okay.
It would be with him, and I would obviously. Before, I was very. I had the mentality is like, I'll do whatever the fuck I want. I don't give a fuck what you think. Like just this very like angry kind of. I don't even know what. I really just kind of had this attitude where, you know, very selfish. Mm-hmm. And now I'm learning to be like, hey, what do you think of this? And talk to him first. Like, this is shit. I know this sounds crazy, but I never did this in relationships because I didn't really care. Mm-hmm. I never asked for permission. I always did what I wanted. And I always, you know, held the upper hand. But it's because, and I learned, you know, I dated men that I could control. Because I was always so scared not to be in control. It's a pretty crazy mind fuck when you look back.
It's a really toxic trait, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I had, you know, and it's, you know, some of my friends, majority of them were like, hey, I get it. You know, I've been married for so long. Like, people go through some pretty heavy shit. Like, love you both, you know. And I've lost some friends over it. Because they're like, we could never be around you because it was so toxic. And so, but so is, that's okay.
Yeah.
It's all perfect.
Are they back?
What?
Those friends?
No.
Okay.
When I say friends, maybe just one friend. We won't get into that though. And that's okay, you know. It's just I send them love, and I'm not mad. Honestly, like I feel so free because, again, prior to me, if I didn't do all the work I've done internally on myself, you know, I'd be angry.
Yeah.
And but it's okay too to be angry about it. But I've learned to not let it overwhelm me. That's the difference, or overtake me, where I feel it and then I can let it go, and it doesn't get stuck in my body. Where I feel angry, I express it, let it go through me, and then let it go.
So is the new Becca more private? You would say, or not really, or hang on to your chairs. It's about to come out.
I guess I'm learning to keep not necessarily so much private. I'm still a very open book. I think
but like so am I. But
I'm learning to keep things more sacred, is what I guess you could say. Because before I really didn't keep anything sacred. I was just like very I just didn't understand certain things are sacred and certain things aren't, and so. That having that knowledge, I like to keep some things sacred and keep it just with me. Before, again, it was just like, I don't give a fuck. All right, this is who I am. You like me, you don't, which I still have a little bit of that.
Yeah.
I don't. The people that are supposed to stay in my life will stay, and the ones that aren't, they'll leave, and that's okay. It's all great.
Especially another thing that I noticed is like wherever, if the second that I started doing it, I started keeping that part of it private, it was easier for me to come here and put a smile on my face for an hour and a half and then go back to like, okay, no one knows, no one, you know what I mean? So it was easier on that part. But I've been wanting to ask you that. Do you think it was because it was so public that now that puts weight on it?
Yeah, I mean, even if I don't really feel it, I think that's definitely got to put some weight on it.
Yeah.
Going back to what you said, sorry, let me ask you a question first.
For sure.
Hang on. So put more weight on it. I'll be honest, even though we're at such a great place and, we're still talking about marriage, we love each other very much and we're doing great. I have some hesitancy, and he's, kind of similar to me, where we're not just like blasting our social media with pictures of us.
Good.
And it's not that I don't want to show him off. I think I just want to give it a little bit of breather because, when I call it a rupture.
Yeah, for sure.
We had that huge rupture, then it's just like, oh, here, it's kind of like crying wolf, right? Mm-hmm. Keep crying wolf. No one's even like, oh, it's just whatever. Yeah. It takes the beauty out of it. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I think I'm giving it a little bit, obviously like he's still in my social media right now, just to let male followers know that I am with someone, that's important in our relationship, and same with him. But we're not.
Does that put a block on the dick pics?
Yeah. You know what? I've never had a problem with dick pics.
You heard it here first, everybody.
I really, and I don't know if it's because, okay, so.
You never responded to mine, so that's what I'm saying. I'm just kidding.
But he's like, I dropped you off there, and he said, no. I've learned in like the energetic world, it's like you put out a certain vibration and frequency, whether you're aware of it. Most people aren't, in your subconscious. And I don't know if like some women, because I've talked to some women that get a ton of dick pics, like they're constantly, I think they like subconsciously want the attention, but then they don't when it happens. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because I've never, obviously I didn't want it, but I never had a problem. I think in my entire life, even on the radio, like I've gotten like maybe 2. And like you could just tell, like you click on it and then it's blurred out, like, and maybe it wasn't even a dick pic, but I think it could have been something like advertisement or something.
Look, I cut myself, and they're like, I
I wasn't gonna like go in there, so I just assumed it was a dick pic and then blocked them. But I've never had a problem with that. So interesting. But yeah, so I was gonna talk to you about. You mentioned something. Okay. Where you can come in, you haven't talked about your relationship, and so it's easier for you to put a smile on and like not get.
If something happened,
in
that relationship,
happened, which is I think is smart. That I'm learning a lot, and I've learned that again, I think I got in the habit of talking so much about my life, it just rolled off instead of keeping that sacredness to me.
Yeah.
Or at least having a time and a place to talk about it, you know?
The only, I think what I got used to, speaking of basically the same subject, I was so open with my relationship with my ex-wife on this show or on the Beehive that it was like I talk like very private moments of her and I, but she was cool with it too. Because she was like, she had that personality of like, yeah, whatever.
Well,
I mean,
think
you know
if
what I mean?
Both.
Yeah, and so there was never a problem with me talking about things. But once it wasn't a thing anymore, again, and this is why I was asking you, I think it's because I made it so public. Mm-hmm. Now I just said to myself, whatever happens, whatever I do, it's gonna be my circle.
Yeah. I
I
think that's smart.
Yeah, and then when I come to the pod, I mean, I'm Angel from the pod.
Yeah. No, I think that's really smart. And again, it's also like, it's just tough. It's tough because you want to be as transparent as possible with your listeners and really connect with them. Because how do we connect with people? You know, it's like, oh, they went through that. I'm going through that currently. That's, a part of connection. And I also don't want to just talk about the good times because that's not life.
Yeah.
Life's all, when you can fully embrace it, it's all great.
Yeah.
It's all wavy, but
I'm kind of like nowadays I and by all means, if you're like this out there, shout out to you. But like a person that is like 100% positive, or like 100%, it's like everything is good. I go, I just don't buy it.
Well, that's not true. That's not life.
Yeah. So
or they just haven't got, I don't know.
They just haven't drank fucking.
Yeah, they haven't got coffee yet, obviously, and shifted their life. No.
But God damn it, I was gonna say something. I forgot because I went on the being so positive. But
that's what happens when you're positive.
I know. It sucks.
Well, I hate real quick on the positive vibe. Now,
you're supposed to shake it. Are you supposed to?
Yeah, swirl it around. It's because sometimes it settles the ashwagandha and a few other herbs. So just swish it around, and then I do a little sip of it.
Okay, keep going.
And now I don't like it when people bash their exes or like that's very different. I would never want to, nor have I ever
Yeah.
Anyways, I wouldn't want to listen to a podcast or watch a show where they're literally bashing on someone. Mm-hmm. I mean, even if they did something really shitty, that's another human being. And just because, it didn't work with you doesn't mean that they're a bad person. So I wouldn't want to paint, and not saying I've never done that. I mean, I might have had times where I've been mad, but I think for the most part, I'm pretty, responsible, and I'm not tacky in that way where I'm not bashing on somebody because I don't like that.
It's so funny you say that. So nowadays Justin is my direct boss.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm not in the field anymore. I'm in the office, and I'm his assistant. He's my boss. And one of the things that he told me that you just nailed it. He said one thing that he gives me a red flag when I'm hiring somebody. When they talk shit about the place they work in.
Yeah.
When they come here and say, fuck those guys or this or that. And that's like the first red flag that goes, bing. And I go, But I do remember what I was going to say when you were talking about when you tell your story that maybe there's a person that's like, maybe he's going through the same thing. When I turned 40 here, and this was like the whole divorce just happened. And then I met another person that maybe because he was like the first person that started to hang out with, maybe I had too much of a expectation. And then when I realized that it wasn't going to be, like, it crushed me again. So I was in between all that. And so I came here, and on my 40th birthday, I started bawling. And I started talking about depression and like anxiety. Like the last place I wanted to be was the house. And I was staying in like a room probably smaller than this. So it was like, that was the last place I wanted to be in. I wanted to be at work 20 hours a day. So I only go home and sleep.
Yeah.
And so I came here and I talked about it. And there was one person, random person, a girl, a lady, reached out to me. And because I said, I'm in that spot where I'm starting to understand how can people hurt themselves. I'm starting to understand, I was kind of raised in a different way. I was kind of raised in church. So for us...
You're talking about suicide?
Yeah.
Okay.
So for us, going to suicide is like, we just not even brought up. Like, we just literally don't, right? But being where I was like, oh, this is where people get to be, and they don't get to be maybe as knowledgeable as I am, or maybe they don't have a guidance of where to go. They just end it, right? But so I said that, and there was a person that reached out to me, like I said, just a random person, and she was like, thank you so much for telling your story, because I just lost, I may be mistaken, this is years ago, obviously, but I think she lost her brother to depression, and he ended up ending it. Yeah. So when she told me this, I was like, and I had like a few, obviously some friends are like, hey dude, if you need anything. I have friends that were divorced in the past, and I had no idea. And he goes, dude, I went through the same thing. You need anything? So like a lot of people started commenting on just by me bawling here, that I was like, oh shit. So there is people that, there are random people out there. Yeah. And it was an eye opening for me, because this lady was like, I don't know who it is. We never spoke again, but she sent a text or a message, and I replied, and she was like, thank you, because my brother didn't have that opportunity to talk about it and to spend the time to heal, and then he just called it quits. I was like, God damn.
I know, it's so freaking sad. And it goes to show you it's a progression thing. Yeah. It's not all of a sudden they wake up and they're like, I don't want to be here. I mean, not saying that can't happen, but it's pretty rare. Usually it's a big life-changing event, and then they just sit in silence with it, and they are never to express it to anybody. And then all of a sudden, because they felt so alone for so long, they end their life. And I've had many, it's interesting. I've actually dealt with quite a few of my clients come to me that have attempted to commit suicide, wanted to commit suicide. Unfortunately, I get a lot of people at their ends with. This is the last thing they're going to try. Yeah. Which is understandable, and I get that.
But also it's gotta feel good, right? When you see them progress. And
I reflect so many times on so many of my clients where I look at their life now and I'm like, holy shit, complete 180. Yeah. And it's so freaking satisfying on a soul level to see that, and to how cool is it that I got to be part of their journey a little bit.
And also write that check, right?
Write that check.
Write that check, right? Hey,
right?
Hey, write that check. Huh?
Oh, Mama's got to pay the mortgage. So it's funny because I always I'm so just very raw with people, and I'm like I still struggle with this. For the longest time, it was really hard to accept payment, to help people with their healing and things like that, even though it's so impactful, right? Mm-hmm. It was really hard for me, where I'm like, I'm doing energy work. It's not like I'm physically giving you something, because I'm used to that. Yeah. And so I really had to retrain my brain and my thinking and my stigma around, allowing.
Say schmegma?
Stigma.
Oh, okay.
Yes, schmegma. That's something else. I think that's for obese people. No, that's just schmear. What is that? I'm not going to get into it. I had to deal with that when I was in the medical field. It was really bad.
I hope you didn't have to deal with that.
No, I did.
In the medical field, with guys?
No, women and men,
can I say what I thought he was?
What?
I thought he was what? It's going to be gross. I thought it was what builds inside of the uncircumcised penis.
Oh, no. I don't even know what that's called. I don't know.
Schmegma.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Are you sure that's an actual
No,
term?
but I've been saying it for years, so it counts.
I can't remember what it's called. But so people that are really overweight and they have the extra rolls in front, they're called panas. Yeah. So you have to, when I would scan the body, I'd have to lift it up, their big roll, and I'd have to scan that, right? And when they don't clean themselves, when they're not clean or they can't, they get that schmear. And I think it's called schmegma or something like that. So I'm just saying that's where that comes from. This is pretty, bless. Anyways, I'm so glad.
Oh, yeah, that's going to make you feel bless.
Bless.
You just shot all over them.
No. You know what? I have a lot of compassion.
Does that ever call your attention to go back to the medical?
Nope.
Oh,
done.
you're totally against it.
No, I'm not
against it,
I'm
but
not
like
against
you're
it.
doing the total.
You know, and
different type of thing.
I feel like it's full circle for me because I'm Eastern medicine now.
Yeah.
I was in Western medicine. Now I'm like full circle Eastern medicine. And I appreciate my knowledge and learning of the human body. And it's really coming full circle now. Like I have to understand still the organs of the body with combo because
Yeah.
I understand traditional Chinese medicine. I combine that with combo and doing acupressure and magnifying the process of detoxification through traditional Chinese medicine and combo. So it's really cool because I understand the body already instead of just like not really understanding it. And it's full circle for me now. But shit, what were we saying right before that? I was gonna make what were we talking about?
You said something stigma or something.
No, it was prior to that. No. Okay. Well, going off of that, because I have such a appreciation for bigger people now. Okay, this is what happened. One night, and I think I got high a little bit. One night, I decided to turn on My 1,000-Pound Life, I think it's called. Have you ever seen that? Okay. I'm not a reality show person. I don't watch reality shows, but for some reason.
You don't watch the fucking Real Housewives of Salt Lake City?
No, are you fucking kidding
What's
me?
wrong with you,
okay.
dude? That is the
Listen,
best thing the Bravo has
stop.
right now.
No.
Yeah, go ahead and spit all over my table,
sorry, I
huh?
didn't
$300 here, all right?
That's a nice table, actually.
It is a nice table.
No, I really do. There's scratches. You're going to have to get that. I have a solution for that. I'll tell you later. But
Okay.
no, not that. No, I don't like reality TV. But for some reason, I was drawn to this one night, and I started watching. I got so emotionally tied to their journey. And
Is it the sisters?
yeah, it's two sisters.
Yeah, okay.
Amy and
Yeah.
shit, what's her name?
Rosemary or whatever.
No, it's not
yeah,
Rosemary.
yeah.
You have some
But
respect.
have you seen him? Like, have you seen?
God,
Have you seen him? Like,
Tammy.
I didn't mean. Yeah,
It's Amy and
I didn't mean
Tammy.
it like
I'm
that.
gonna tag them
I
in
just-
this.
No, I
I'm
just
serious.
meant it as.
No, but
I
listen.
meant it as. I was trying to give him a southern name, not
No.
because they're.
Gosh, fuck's sake. No, but it's funny. I'm telling you, life is so funny because I started connecting with their journey, and I literally would have so much compassion and love for them when it's like, gosh, they had such a hard time to not eat. And I know, like, this sounds bizarre, okay? I love food, and I know I'm not overweight,
Yeah.
and I'm, for the most part, in shape, but I love food. And so, like, I had compassion for them because I'm like, I just know, and I can be, when I get stressed out, I don't eat, but I can be an emotional eater. Like, if I feel a little bit like low, I turn to food. So I know that it could turn into a problem
You
if
took me out to eat one time, remember?
Yeah, we went and got probably Mexican food. Was it Mexican?
No,
food?
you took me.
Or was it?
Where do we go?
But we're Tauruses.
Back when you were single.
Well,
That's right.
Yeah, Taurus power. But Tauruses love food. It's just we're known for
true.
like
Yeah.
enjoying. We enjoy a lot of like the what is it, 5 sensations, like hearing, smell. Like we're very picky
Yeah.
with like stuff like that. And so food is one of them. So like I really got connected with their journey, and like I literally almost started crying when because you have to lose a certain amount of weight to get what is it called, a gastro bypass. And so to see like one sister qualified for it was Amy, and Tammy didn't because she the doctor, according to the doctor, didn't take it serious.
Who's the one with the?
The bigger forehead?
Yeah.
That's Tammy.
Okay.
Someone sent her like, dude, and like they would talk about some of the mean comments, like,
Well,
and I just
course,
wanted to
of
find
course.
those people and beat the
but
shit
you know
out
what
of
though?
them.
But here's my thing. They have to know that comes with it.
Well, yeah, right. But when Tammy started losing weight, that actually went down.
Yeah, 'cause
So
they
it's gotta
lost a shit ton of weight, both of them.
Yeah, like phenomenal.
So joke on us.
Yeah. No, well, not on us.
On
Speak
you,
for
yeah, that's right,
yourself.
yeah.
Whatever. I'm like over here like saying I love them. But no, it was just really cool. It was really interesting that I was able to have compassion and connect with that because I loved it, and I cheered them on when they lost the weight, and it's just bizarre reality TV. But I don't watch it a lot, and I don't know why we got on a tangent about that. But I didn't. And like after, I think there was like 2 seasons left. I ended up like just fast forwarding things real quick and get to like their weigh-ins. Like I ended up doing that because I'm like I don't have time for this. Like I don't want to like
I think I watched like 2 or 3 episodes of the first season. Then I'm like,
they're
this is
actually
not
really
for
funny.
me.
There's 2 Southern girls, and like
It's not for me.
just some of the shit that they say is it's actually
But
quite
I
funny.
just because it was.
And they got a YouTube.
It was because I I think it was because I starting to feel bad, especially when they go. It's starting to feel bad because then they're trying to weigh themselves. Well, the poor ladies can't go to a regular
they have
scale,
to go to like
so they have to go to a fucking truck stop.
Yep. Yep.
And so
I know.
then I'm like, oh, and then so I started having that feeling of like, is this show gonna help you, or is it all about to just bust your chops?
You know, it's interesting.
But like I said, they lost a shit ton of weight.
You know, I would watch it when I was eating. It's so crazy, like so much fuckery because I'm just like I was enjoying food.
What's your junk food? What's Becka Hayes'
Oh my
junk
gosh,
food?
it's eating out. Like if you like eating out, I don't like to cook.
No,
anymore.
I understand that, but like what? Like if you were in a
So I guess
I'm ready to get.
fried foods. So I mean, I like Mo Betters, like Mo Bettas.
Oh my god!
Mo Bettas.
What is
The
wrong
Hawaii-
with you?
Mo Bettas.
Mo Bettas is good shit. Though.
Okay, so the cashew chicken, what is it? Katsu chicken. It's bread.
See,
it's
I never
fried.
had that.
It's fried bread. That's really good. And I do that with the teriyaki.
I do the teriyaki
The
chicken
macaroni
steak.
salad with the rice. Yeah, well, you
and then
gotta like
and then the coleslaw or lettuce, whatever that is.
that's at the end. That's like if I'm really hungry,
it
I'll
doesn't-
add that in. It's
No,
not my
they
favorite.
give it to you.
Oh yeah,
it's on your plate.
but it's not my favorite. I do it to go because I'm like.
Now, do you
more.
go full meal, daddy, or you're? Or
Oh
you're
no!
like,
So
oh, you pussy.
another reason why I love my partner so much, we split everything. I know we're kind of one of those like we love.
Hey,
doing
so much for
everything.
keeping your shit private, huh? I'm just kidding.
Well, that's not.
I'm
That
just
was
kidding.
a good one.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
But we'll buy the item entree
Yeah.
at Mo Betta's, and we just split it. He eats obviously a lot more. Like I have probably 5 bites, but I pick throughout the day, so I'm constantly like nibbling on
So
things.
that's your junk food go-to?
Well, yeah. I mean, processed foods.
No,
So
but it's just Mo Bettas?
Oh, I mean, I like some sweets occasionally, but it's like eating out is my. I don't know. I need to cook more.
I like eating out too.
But I love it though. Like I love food. I love trying different ones, and I don't like sushi. Sushi's fucking disgusting.
No, you're fucking wrong, dude.
No, I'm not.
Maybe you haven't had a good one.
No.
Have you even tried it?
No,
Or it's just the
stop right
No, hold
now.
on, hold on.
Just stop. I can't.
It's the idea that you can't do it.
No, it's.
Because you never had it.
No, I've had it. I've tried it many times. There's like every once in a while I can eat the ones that are cooked. Like with the cooked
That's fine.
crab and the.
Okay. But why you say no then?
Well, I don't enjoy it. It's like I'll force myself and it's okay. So it's like I would never order it because
So you're never gonna take me out of sushi?
No.
God damn it.
Well, I guess we could, but obviously I'm not gonna get sushi. Like I'd get the teriyaki chicken or the orange chicken. Or
I
something
might go
like
to
that.
Mo Bettas when I get out of here.
Oh my
dude.
gosh,
I'm
it's so
telling
freaking
you.
good. So that's like kind of my I don't know, vice, I guess, is eating out. I love to eat out, but it's so expensive because you do the fucking Uber Eats because you don't want to get up because I'm a homebody. See how it adds
That's more
up?
expensive though.
I know it adds up. If you just do Uber Eats twice in 1 week, it's like over $100. It's ridiculous. I know I have an addiction.
Becca, get the fuck out of here.
I think I have a TV show. It's like I'm addicted to Uber Eats. I know. I'm trying to do. I actually cooked sweet potatoes last night and cooked some pasta, and Buddy cooked a liver and onions.
That's good shit.
Oh, it's disgusting. But I'm trying to.
Is he Latino?
Yeah, it's like you freaking Mexicans. I swear, he's Puerto Rican. I say that because I was laughing. Listen, because
Wait, what? Hold the fuck on. You said you Mexicans, but he's Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
So
you guys it's the same thing. Yeah, it is. It's basically the same thing.
God,
But no, it is. Like it's so funny because he I don't even know how to explain him. We'll be waiting in line, and I'll like here's an example. We took the boys ice skating. This is like a month ago, and I'm this long ass line to get ice skates. Okay, and he had parked the car. Like I was waiting for him, and I was holding a spot in line for him. I have a hard time. Like I like to follow most rules because I don't like cutting in front of people because then I think of them, and I think if that happened to me, he doesn't give a fuck.
Oh,
So I'm waiting in line.
he's a piece of shit Latino. I'm just kidding.
And I always make fun of him, like that's the Mexican in you, like you always like he always has some like side like.
Does he speak Spanish?
No, he does. He pretends to though. That's more embarrassing because he's just like, hey, hola, and I'm like, just stop because that's
shit.
it.
Yeah.
That's the end. And I'm like, don't do that, because then they get them going, right?
Yeah.
And if you speak to another Mexican or Latino, and then they start speaking in Spanish, and then he doesn't know what they're saying, and I'm just like, why the fuck stop?
Do you even try?
Yeah, because he thinks it's so funny. Like, bless his heart, he laughs at himself a lot. Anyways. So at the ice skating, I called him. I said, hey, where are you? He's like, oh, I've already got the skates. I'm like, how did you do that? The line's so long. He just walked up the front. Does this all the time.
That's very Mexican, though.
That is a Mexican thing, though. I swear to you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, you just, like, you sneak right in there, you know? Yeah. But he doesn't give a fuck.
Like douchey Mexican, though. But also works off of the family, so.
I don't know. But he does it all the time. Like, half the time I'm like, no, he does. He doesn't wait for things. Like, it was fun. It was funny. We were talking to, his son just had a birthday last night. He turned 16. And his son's on speakerphone, and he was like saying, hey, Dad, you remember this time? You remember this? He's like showing this picture book of him, and then they have this picture of Buddy and his son, like with this big pizza. He's like, do you remember that? The wait was like 2 hours. And you know what he did? He saw a vacant table. Him and his son sat down. His son was like, I don't know, eight at the time. And they go to us. They're like, they call a server over. And they're like, hey, we never got served. Like, they had been forgotten.
Yeah.
And then he got served. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't. It's funny because it's nice because, you know, you get your stuff done. But then also it kind of makes me cringe because I'm like, don't you? I mean,
you take the
you're
good
not
with the
more.
bad, though.
Yeah, I'm like, you're not more special than all those people waiting. It, like, makes me feel bad.
Good.
Yeah. But anyways, that's just his thing, and we laugh about it now, so it is what it is.
That's just his thing. So don't invite him anymore.
Well, he'll figure it. Like, the thing is like, people turn to Buddy to figure shit out because he's just known to be that person. Like, he's really good at it, but sometimes I'm just like, I get a little embarrassed. But I think that's my thing.
Yes or no question. Is that his real name?
No.
Okay. Perfect.
No.
Perfect.
No, it's not.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyway, we can move on.
Okay. But yeah. Anyways, so what else are we going to talk about? Oh yeah. So going back to what am I doing now? Full circle.
Yeah.
So I'm at home a lot, but I am starting to venture out and wanting to find a studio. I'm throwing that out there. You asked what was on my vision board. That's part of it. I want to, a lot of like home improvement stuff. I want to finish my basement. I want an in-ground pool. See, I'm going to have an in-ground pool. I'm going to finish my basement.
That's the trick, huh?
This is how we manifest, okay?
That's how it happens.
Like, it's already happening, okay? We got to treat it like it's already happening.
I can run an excavator, so if you rent it, I can dig it.
For real, though? Like,
Yeah,
are you
dude.
just saying that shit?
I've been out in the field for 15 fucking years.
So you could
15,
dig a
Yeah,
hole?
dude.
I heard, like... Okay. I heard that was, like, the hardest part, because I was going to actually start digging it myself with a shovel.
Get the fuck...
But can you... Oh,
I got my kids all over here. Yeah.
thank goodness, because I'm hearing the spirits.
Can you
again.
imagine? I'm like, what are you talking about?
I didn't hear anything. I would have been like, fuck, it's happening.
Yo, but there's companies that obviously you should know. There's companies that do this.
Yeah, I know.
Like
but
my boss just got his done at his house.
How much did he pay? Probably a shitload, huh?
That's not my deal, right?
Well, question: if you dig, do you know how to like do the sprinkler stuff? Because I have sprinklers.
All right, hey.
Okay, all right.
Jesus, what about you?
I'm just weighing my
You think
options.
it's because I'm Mexican? I know landscaping.
Usually, is that what you started?
Touche.
Started with landscaping.
Can't fix your car though.
Fuck, that's okay. That's all right. I got a good place that I love. Shout out to Rogers Automotive in Lehigh.
Hey, how would be a sponsor of the podcast?
Dude, they're family owned, and like every time you go in there, like it's
Your family? I think that's taken.
I feel like I'm family.
That's taken.
No, for real though. Like, it's not even their son that runs the front desk. It's some other guy. Like, that's just they've hired, and he's been working for them for so long. I thought it was one of his sons, Roger's sons, because I'm like, you're so freaking nice, and it's not even his company. And it's so freaking cool. Like, the people there, it's just honest dealing. I think that's really hard with automotive places to find honest people, and so I found mine, and I'm never leaving. So. Phenomenal.
Would you move out of Lehigh?
This is a tourist thing too. Like, we get set in our ways and we get comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So the thought of moving, I don't even want to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather like live in my house. I could probably die in my house and be fine.
You know what's funny? You say that. I have So Brian, you met Brian.
Miss Brian, by the way. I wish he was here.
He so grandma ended up passing away.
His grandma.
His grandma.
Okay.
He bought her house because that's the house that he grew up in, and then the house that he had where I started living with him, right? And so now I rent the house from him. Like I'm in the house by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I could easily go to my storage unit and bring all that shit to that house, but because I know that I'm moving.
Oh yeah, you don't want to deal with that.
And I don't want to move it here and then move it there.
I would literally
So
I
now,
think I would leave it before
so now
I actually
I'm
move it.
broke because I'm paying for the house and I'm paying for the storage. My mom is like, I'll tell you what though. May I be 42. My mom keeps telling me you should come live here.
What, your mom's house?
Yeah.
You know what?
Free.
Listen.
I'm actually thinking about it.
Society says you're low life if you live with your parents after what? I don't know, age 25. I'm just throwing this out there.
Yeah.
You have to say fuck that because it's all programming.
No, I don't care. Wait, I don't care about that.
If you want to and you're like you get along and it feels harmonious with you and you're like, you know what, you're saving money, I don't see a freaking problem with it. Listen, the only reason why I live on my own is because I have no family that lives here.
Yeah.
No family. I have no choice.
Yeah.
If my dad lived here and like my dad not like bless my dad. Like, oh my God.
Here we go with the dad again.
Oh, he's a hard one. And even like being hard to live with, I would still bite the bullet because I'd be like, oh, I'm saving money. Like that means I can use this money for something else. Like hell yeah, I'd be all over that. But I don't have that option. But if you have that option.
That's what Justin keeps telling me. I'm like, dude, if I could, I would.
That's what I'm saying. Like, just go and have fun. I mean, now when you bring dates home, it's going to be a little.
I know. And I keep telling my mom, like, Mom, what am I going to do with all these women? And my mom is like, well, take them to a hotel room.
These women?
All these women.
Oh, these women.
And I'm like, she's like, take them to a hotel room.
What? That
I'm
sounds
like, but I'm like,
rapey.
but
take him to a hotel room? Gosh.
But then I tell him, I thought the whole point was to save money.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Well, I guess you could go to their house, like, you just, here's the thing. Well, you don't bring anybody home unless you're serious. There you go.
Thank you.
So when you finally get serious, then you explain your situation. Hey, you know what? It's free. And like, if I decide I ever want to live with another woman again, women, if I ever want to live with another woman again.
What, did I say it wrong or what?
Oh no, your accent came out. It was just funny.
Fuck
off. Yo quiero Taco Bell. Hey, it all happens. Hey man, you want a burrito?
Oh, that's what I sound like. Shut up.
Sometimes it's okay though. It is what it is.
Hey, some people think it's sexual.
Yes, maybe.
Not you.
No. I'm not. I think accents they can definitely. I used to be a fan of the English accent. Now I don't really care. But back in the day when I was,
I still do.
English is cool. English is cool.
There's this lady that it's in our safety videos that we watch 3 times a week on the company we work for, and she's like always there. It's just safety videos, right? But sometimes she's like, she plays characters and stuff like that, but it's always about a safety subject, and she's from England.
Yeah. But then
you know what the best thing about it is?
Once you date one, then it's like, okay, I'm over it.
Yeah, well, let me do it first, huh?
Okay, well, you never dated one then, have you?
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Wait till you date it.
Why? They're crazy? Date it.
I don't know what I'm saying. See, this cob has really got me buzzed.
I'm all fucking done.
Right?
Hey,
it's good stuff.
You know what the best thing about it is? She lives here.
Are you interested in her?
No, she's married with kids.
Oh,
dude,
you left that part out. Okay, well, yeah, obviously don't pursue.
But I did send her a text saying, not a text, relax, DM. You've been creepy, right? IG message, because I would like to have her
come on the podcast.
Yeah.
What are you gonna talk about?
She owns. First of all, hey, dude, why are you judging me?
I'm not. I'm asking.
I want to talk about because she's an actress, a model. She's in, like I said, she's in our videos. So like one of the first things that I say is like I came to your profile because you do our safety videos from work.
Okay.
And so I have that. She also owns like a yoga studio.
Okay, she'd be interesting.
And she also has, and this is kind of like the best part. And I'm saying this because it's all over her Instagram. She also has this. Skin, how do you call it? It's not a disease. Skin.
Eczema?
No, it's not that. It's even worse.
Is it like a skin rash?
Yeah.
She just needs a detox. Send her my way.
No, but
I'm serious. You know, I have so many people I see that have
it's not
skin
that.
diseases.
It's something more. It's something more serious. And it's like a
Scabies?
immune system. No, isn't that like
I think that's a skin
that's
thing.
a venereal disease? Isn't it?
No, scabies. Shit. Maybe I'm getting it mixed up with something else. What is that where I can't think of it, but I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's in like an autoimmune disorder. Yeah.
And it's like a skin, but she talks like on her Instagram a little bit pieces here and there. She talks about how come she has had to hide it for so long because she's a model.
But she has no like. Is
And
she
now-
saying there's no cure for it?
And
So-
now she's at a point. Well, that's what the questions are, right? Because I'm not gonna do my research when I can just hopefully have her here. She can tell me all about it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well,
And then I'll be like, hey, can you talk to me for an hour and a half? I'll just sit here and listen.
okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, it is really. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy listening to the English accent.
So
how's
you
her-
dated one, that's what you're saying?
Yeah. How's her teeth?
Used to be. She's good looking. She's a model,
Oh, okay,
dude.
okay. Well, is she
Dude,
rich?
you're like going with
Okay,
all the
I-
racist.
I only say that because if you go to England, like they're known for having fucked up teeth. They're just known.
Yeah.
Like that's why I asked.
Wow. What about you? Are you coming to the podcast? You're gonna cancel it? I mean, it's cool,
I
right?
have
Just
nice
right
teeth.
before.
I'm not worried about it. But no, for real though, like you should send her my way with detoxing. That would get rid of her skin situation.
Once we
Combo.
I was gonna say once we hang up. Once we turn this off, I'll show her to you, and
No,
you can
for-
do. And maybe you can trade, huh? Yoga for.
Maybe. I do need to get back into yoga, but she.
Well,
Probably,
you got rid of the goat, so.
Yeah, she probably lives up here though. See, I'm not gonna travel very far. I
don't know.
like a couple miles max. My radius is very small.
She's good looking, so I'll travel.
No,
I'm just
she can't say that shit when
I'm
she's
just
married
kidding.
with kids.
No, I'm just
Fuck's
kidding.
sake.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
No, I think it's because obviously she has thousands of followers. That
Mm-hmm.
if I send it, she's gonna be like, "Who the fuck is this?" Like, or she even fucking. She's probably. I mean, I check every now and then.
You need
She hasn't
to
seen
listen.
it.
You need to start. You need to create a vision board. You need to stop talking down to yourself.
You need to give me a list of all your interesting friends that I could be interested in sitting down with.
I don't. Okay, funny story. I really don't have that many friends anymore.
Wow, that's sad.
No, it's not that I like. It's just I don't have it. So I don't really drink anymore.
That has nothing to do with it.
Yes, it does.
No, it
a lot
doesn't.
of my friends was based around alcohol. Like
But
they
you
would all
don't have
party.
to drink. You can go to a bar and not drink. I did it for a whole year.
I don't want to though. I don't want to be around people that are
Okay,
shit
so you don't have any
it's
friends.
annoying
You,
to me.
okay, but you don't have friends because you don't want to have friends.
Yes. Like I
And
have
that's all the time we have.
well, I have animals. Like I mean,
Oh my
I'm one of
God,
those
dude.
people that I enjoy being around my animals.
fine, but it's
you know
still-
I'm dating my best friend. Like it's really hard. I know.
He's,
Well,
he's a French poodle. I'm just
You
kidding.
know, it's funny because we'll get into these. You know, every once in a while I'll complain because it's when you grow and when you like start to break away like old habits and things that don't really serve you anymore. You lose friends too. Like I don't have the same things in common that I used to 2 years ago with some friends. And so when we hang out, it's literally like crickets. There's nothing to talk like, cause we're so different.
Yeah.
And it could be a good thing is if they're wanting to like understand more, like the people that have a lot to say about like, that live life, I should say live, like that explore certain things. And we have a lot of stuff to talk about because it's, I'm right there where I'm like, I have a very curious mind. But then I have some friends that are very like, oh, like, did you see this magazine? It's not my interest, and so it's hard. So I really do feel like, and it's not that maybe I'm just really like, I'm kind of a hermit, to be honest. So it's not that I don't have good people in my life. I do. But I have a hard time getting out. Like this took everything in me to come here.
Yeah,
do you
well,
realize that?
I should be the exception.
Well, I told like we're driving here and I told Buddy that and I was just like, I'm like, this is, took me everything to come here. Like I just don't
make it fun.
Well, no, I'm enjoying it. That's why I came.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're a good friend. Like I wouldn't travel up here just for anybody.
That's true though.
So you know what I'm saying?
That's
You know
true.
what I mean?
You're
And
kind
so
of a piece of shit too.
I'm not a. I didn't call you a piece of shit.
No,
What'd
you
say
are.
to?
You are kind of a piece of shit.
Oh,
You just said it.
well, I can be. But I love me. Don't get me wrong. I really do love me.
Hey, I know someone is waiting for you, so
Oh yeah, what time is it?
tell everybody
Oh yeah.
where they can find your business, where they can find you.
Listen, okay, I got it from here. You can quiet now.
No more OnlyFans. Sorry, fellas.
Yeah. Well, that only lasted like a couple months, and it was very, very like not that naughty. So that was just my exploring stage, anyways. So, you can find me on obviously my Instagram, which is Becka_Hayes Hays, and Becka spelled Becka. It's the right way and the unique way and special way, like me. Or you can, my business, if you're having issues in life and like want to try something new or step into the unknown, and you know maybe you're having health issues, you know, I can explore that with you and see if there's. I always think there's something that we can do, whether we move energy or detox with the frog poison. There's a lot of avenues.
Why don't you look at the camera when you're talking to your people?
Okay. There we go. Hi, guys. So you can find me on the Rose Moon Official. So it's the Rose Moon Official. That's the Instagram. That's the only like, or if you Google the Rose Moon Lehi, Utah, that's me too. So you can send me a text or a message. But that's how you get a hold of me. I do have my podcast still up, The Becka Hayes Show. I haven't podcasted in like over a year. Well, has it been that long?
Nope, it's been longer.
Oh, maybe it's a little longer. But it is going to come back someday. Don't hold your breath.
I asked to let me.
I don't want anybody dying over here.
I asked to let me buy everything she's got. She said no.
I'm not ready to let go of that part of
You're
me
not going to do it.
because I have a voice and I need to speak.
You're not going to do you though?
I do. I've had time where I've had my own.
Oh, you've been charging.
I've been There you go. I have been fucking charging.
Hey, one last question. Two questions. Why your nails are never done? One, right? And also,
this is called a hard-working woman. So I actually went into to get these done, and this is how they turned out. Because
Remember
I
when we
said,
got
"Can
our
you give me
toes
the
done?
Yes, I remember. I said, "Can you give me the hard-working woman package?" And this is what they gave me.
so they just painted two nails. Hey, one more question.
What?
What did you do with all your paintings? You can catch me at Angel Severa on Instagram, Angel Severa on Facebook. That's my last name, Cervera.
They're for sale.
Thank you so much.
Buy. Are you interested in some paintings? I bet you can need some paintings in your house. I bet those walls are pretty bare.
They are. I barely have anything.
No.
I only need one TV and a bed.
That's all you need in life.
Yeah.
Really, though.
Thank you.
That's true. I agree with you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
This
was
is
really
your
fun.
house.
Yeah.
This is your home. Whenever you want to come out, chill, please let me know. We'll make it happen.
Yeah. No, and same to you. You know, when I start my podcast back up again, you'll be on the show. And we'll talk about, you know, maybe we'll do some combo on you. Hey.
That's a good piece of content.
I guarantee you need a nice, good detox.
Yeah.
Especially that liver.
Yeah.
We'll get
what
it
are you
good.
talking? I just told you I barely drink.
You used to, though.
Until next time, this has been How Did It Get So Good?
Out.